Hello. Okay,
Hello,
it
everybody.
started, by the way.
Welcome to our first episode, I guess.
Hello, everyone.
We
I
are
know, this is
new.
weird and exciting. We are new at this, so
We
please
also we
have some
low-key meant
patience.
to put up a Q&A to have like something for our first episode, but we forgot because we were so
Yes,
focused on
we did.
trying to create that call thing. We spent
Yep. That little yeah, that little video you guys
it took
saw
us a while.
did not
It
take
took us
2
a while
minutes.
there.
I'm just gonna say that. Took us a while. Sh Shout out to Kasra who helped us set it because without
So,
him, we would
but
not have been able to do this.
but we do just girl.
Clueless girls.
We do actually have a topic for today. And the topic that we're going to talk about is
Yeah.
how to settle back into quote unquote normal life after taking a gap year. And the reason we want to talk about this is because both of us quite recently, well, I mean, you already did a semester last year, but we both recently
Yeah.
got into uni. And
Yeah.
after what, 2 years?
2
2 years.
and a half years for
Roughly,
me. But yeah, 2 and a half.
it's
But
been
yeah,
a sec, guys.
2 years basically.
And I think we both,
It's
at
been a
least
second. It's
we
been a
both kind of
second.
realized, because we've spoken about this before, how weird it is to try to find a rhythm again and, go back to school and all of that after not doing it for a while. And obviously, I mean, we have a lot of friends who are low-key either
Yeah.
going
Shout
through it
out to
or will be going through it. So, yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of what we're going to talk about today,
exactly.
just in case
Yeah.
anyone was wondering. Yeah,
So I
grab
hope
some
you
popcorn.
guys
Let's talk
enjoy.
about it.
And yeah.
It's okay. We're having a lot. This is really
Okay,
laid
cut the
back.
show.
This is really chill. Yep.
We're learning a lot about
Okay,
technology, so
but
that's our
on a real note,
first. Yeah.
how has it been for you? Like, actually try.
Yeah. Man, there's so many things to unpack after like taking a year, which technically for me ended up being a year and a half plus 2 months. I always have to add those 2 months, but yeah, it was just a long time away from home in a different culture that I wasn't used to. And I kind of got like after 18 months or after a year and a half of being there, I got used to that culture. So I got unused to my own culture or like Western culture, I guess. So coming back here was really like it was what's that word? It was like a culture shock. That's the word. It was like a culture shock because I was okay, to be completely real with you, I was very excited to be back, like to come back because I'd been over there for like a long time. So I was very excited. Um yeah, coming back, like I was excited at first, and then the months started like slowly going by and by, and I was feeling very lonely and very like I mean, because I at least for me, like I moved like from the place where we took our gap year. Um, I moved straight to the place like I moved straight to another country where like my family wasn't in. Um, like I grew up in Mexico. I've lived there for 18 I was gonna say 18 months, 18 years. And then I went to Haifa, Israel, which is where we did our year service. Um, and then I went straight. from Haifa to the US. So it was really, I mean, and gone I'd been going to the US for years, like, to visit. I've just never lived here. So it was definitely getting you like, I just had to get used to, like, living alone, doing things on by myself, without, like, I mean, my parents helped a lot, but they weren't really here to, like, really help. So, yeah, it was definitely hard, but yeah. How is it for you? Because I feel
Yeah,
like for like,
it
you went
low
back
key was
to
an entirely different case.
Spain.
I mean, I understand,
So it's
like, it's actually funny to think about because I completely get the grief that you like, go through. But in my case, I
yeah.
was rushed out of there. I was
Yeah.
like, in a very respectful way, shooed away. I was pushed out. And that that left like a whole feeling of, hey, wait, I'm not done yet, you know? Because I didn't I had so many things that I still needed to sort out
Mhm.
and figure out that I didn't know what to do with myself. And also it was a constant back and forth thing because I left and went to Canada, then I went back, and then I left again, and then I went back for pilgrimage. So it felt like unfinished
Mm.
business, you know? But I did go back to Spain to my family, and it was really weird being around them because I became very independent during my during my time of service. Like in the beginning, my first couple months, I was like constantly in contact. And then at some point I was like, oh wait, I actually should, answer back because they're probably wondering if I'm still alive. Um, so it was weird being around them and it felt like a lot. But at the same time, it wasn't enough of what it needed to be, so to speak, because
Mhm.
I felt like I needed to be very
Yeah.
involved with the community because that's what I got used to. Like just like how you're saying, you get used to the culture in Haifa in Israel. And I felt like I'd gotten used to that and constantly being out, constantly hanging out with people, constantly serving. And I didn't have that. And I completely
Yeah.
collapsed. Like, I'm gonna be so real with you.
Mhm.
I completely shut down. I had no idea what to do with myself. I was like,
Real.
I I didn't want to do anything. And then at some point I kind of was like, okay, you know what? I need to
Yeah.
snap out of it because this is not healthy, Like I need to I need to lock this. No, but it had gone to a point where I was how like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes you're doing things and you don't realize that it's bad for you? Well, I had realized I'd reached a point where I'm like, hey, wait, hold up. I'm I'm doing this to myself. Like I need to do something. And then it
Yeah.
slowly got better, and I also realized I wasn't actually
Hmm.
suffering alone. That's when I started, like, talking to people. I started talking to people again, and I was like, "Oh,
Real.
wait, you're actually struggling too," which in a very weird way kinda helped me because it made me feel like I still
Mhm. Yeah.
had those people in my life. It's not like they didn't leave, they didn't go anywhere. It's just like the circumstances they're far
Yeah.
away. I mean, like, look at us, for example.
They're
We went
far
from
away.
living together to, like,
Yeah.
I
Being,
yeah,
like,
literally. I
5
haven't
minutes
seen you in,
away
like,
from,
over a
like,
year,
video
and it's
calls.
destroying my heart. But it's like so many things changed so fast in my case,
I
and I was
know.
just like, I didn't know what to do. And also at the same time, I didn't start studying right when I left Israel. I wanted to, but things just didn't work out.
Really?
So I didn't
Mhm.
start studying, which left a lot of free time. And I think when you have a lot of free time by yourself and you get into this very negative headspace of like, I'm alone, I don't know what to do with myself, it can be quite depressing, you know? And I kinda needed to
Mhm.
slowly
Yeah.
shift out of that, and I think I'm getting there. I don't think I'm entirely there yet, I'm gonna be so honest, but I think slowly,
Mhm.
you kinda, like, manage your way around it. I don't think we're ever really gonna, be okay with not being
Yeah.
in Israel, but, like, you manage, it's
Yeah.
there, but, you can do something else to, like, temper distract yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, for some, I'm gonna give some context, but for some context, we both went to serve in the Baha'i Gardens in Haifa, Israel. We served in the Department of Security. Eh,
Okay, you
that's
know?
where we met. For anyone wondering, if anyone didn't, now you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, and I also
yeah.
feel like
I just
those
wanted to
who
give that
don't know,
context.
like
Um,
the
yeah,
service that we did was really intense and it really created a lot of community within what we were doing. I mean, like even with people that I didn't really get the chance to
yeah,
hang out with that
yeah.
much, whenever I talk to them, it's like talking to a long lost friend. So you can
Mm.
imagine what it's like going from being around people like that to like
Oh,
having to do this.
hmm, yeah, 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 yeah. I think also like especially in Haifa, you meet so many amazing people from like all around the world. You meet friends that you know you're gonna know for like the
Yeah, I'll
rest
get
of eternity until
surprised.
you die, hopefully. um, yeah, yeah, like you meet your best friends, you know? So it's like it's hard being with them like 24/7. Like we used to live like 2 minutes away from each other. We were roommates at some point, so we were like a few feet away. Like it was like it's hard going from that, like seeing a bunch of people. Also in Haifa, like there's so many youth, and it's such a youth like community, and like people do devotionals all the time, and people go hang out, and people go to the beach, and people go do volleyball, and I don't know, you know, all this stuff that you're
Yeah,
just so
yeah,
used
yeah,
to like, hey, want to come here? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's go. And you go, right? And you come back and you're like, oh my God, all these people are like I don't have any of my friends, you know? And you may have friends. Like if you go back home, you have friends back home. And or if you go to another country, you make new friends and it's fine. It's amazing. But those friends that you spent like a year and a half or even a year or 9 months or 2 years, like those friends really stick with you because they were with you during like your year of service, which is like a tough time. I mean, it's a really beautiful time, but I think a lot of us go through challenges because we are growing, you know? As you grow, you go through lots of personal challenges. Um and obviously you mature from that, but all those people saw you like go through like being this person and then you changed
yeah,
into this person and then so like I don't know, that makes for really deep friendship, I think. So yeah, it's hard going from like seeing those
yeah,
people and then you have to like call them like on a video call, and it's really not like it's amazing how technology has served us to this
yeah.
day, and we can do this, for example, and I can
Oh,
still talk to you because like before you had to write each other letters, like what the heck. Like it's
yeah,
amazing, but it's still like, oh come on, like I wish I could hang out with you, I
yeah,
wish I could
yeah.
go like you
Yeah,
know
not just that, but
go
like
somewhere,
also,
you know, like it's not the
especially in
same.
Haifa, I feel like, and
Yeah.
Israel, like in general, like when you go there for service, it's the impulsive, spontaneous way things happen. It's something that you can really easily like become so natural with, in the sense of there's always something to do or someone to hang out with that
Mm.
you don't even need to make plans. There were so many days where I was like, you know what, after service, at 3 I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go home and chill. I never ended up home. I ended up home like who does that?
You saw someone on the walkway
And then
and they were
next
like,
thing you
"Hey, come
know,
here."
I'm going
Okay. And you
to
would go with
service the
them
next
and
day
yeah.
entirely sleep deprived and in the same uniform as the day before, you know? But it's
Mm.
hey,
Mm.
I showered in
You're
between. No, but like going from something like that where there's always something to do, even if you don't initially have plans, to having to actually
Mhm.
I'm saying this in a very like respectful way, actually coordinate stuff. It's hard. It's hard because sure, everybody has their own schedule, but at
Yeah.
the same time, everybody's also, or at least I think like 99.9% is always down for something. I remember like after random events, someone would be like, hey, is someone free right now to
Yeah.
go grab ice cream? Next thing you know, there's 20 of us, ice cream shop. And,
Yeah. There's
you know,
Yeah, we would go into
People
the
would
shop and the
I
shop
swear,
people would be
some
like,
stores
"Okay,
probably
oh no."
closed their doors as soon as they saw us walking up. But
Oh
I think
no.
that's one of the things that I struggled with
Yeah,
a
for
lot
real.
after leaving was I wanted to do things, but I didn't know who to do it with and when to do it. Like I had so much free time where I was like, I would spend time thinking, I'd be like, you know what, if I was there now, I'd probably go to Knockout with Zainab randomly and grab French fries for no reason whatsoever. Or I'd run to the beach. And that would really
I miss
touch
those
my
friends.
heart in such a, like, nostalgic way, even though I, like, seen them the month before, you know? It felt like an eternity, which is really it's a really interesting thing to adjust to, especially because like,
Yeah,
the way people click, as you were saying, like, the friendships we make there, they're
yeah,
so precious, you know? So,
yeah,
I'm still trying to find that.
yeah,
Like, even now and it's been over a year, even now I'm trying to find those kinds of
yeah,
people that I can just randomly be like, "Hey, you wanna hang out, like, now? 'Cause I'm free now," you know?
yeah.
'Cause, like,
'Cause I'm free
not
now.
saying that people don't hang out, but, like, I really do enjoy the whole aspect of, constantly having people around me. Like, a fun fact, I reached out to someone today, to a friend I've
Yeah,
known her for years, right? But, like, we kinda lost contact when I moved from Holland to Spain. I reached
right.
out to her because
Yeah,
our family, like, hung out again, and
I
I
see.
texted her today, and I'm like, "Hey, I end school early. Do you wanna hang
Yeah.
out?" And she's like, "Miss Ma'am." She's like, "I have appointments," and I'm like, "You know what? Never mind. Never mind." I think I was like, "I get it. You hate me. Just say you
You
don't
know
wanna
what?
hang out." No,
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
yeah,
But it's the kind of
yeah,
thing where, like, if I would
mhm,
have done that in Haifa, what you
yeah.
wanna bet, like, right now, you know? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. There's so many more people to, like that you could like, if someone wasn't available, you could, like,
Yeah,
think of someone
yeah.
else that was gonna be available, and then you would hang out with. Yeah. Also, that thing of having roommates is just such a precious thing. Like
Oh,
like, I mean, it can also be a challenge because for a lot of people, it's the first time you've lived with people your own age. Sometimes they're not your own age, but mostly they are, that are not your parents, obviously. So it's like it can
it is
definitely
what
be a challenge
it
with
is.
certain people. And I
Yeah,
mean, it's realistic that people just won't click, right? So it can be hard sometimes, but it's just so
yeah.
like you go home and you have friends there, like, hey, how was your day? How was your shift? Like, what did you do? What were your like challenges today? And you're like, oh, I had a really tough day, like it was horrible today. It was so hot. Like, I need to take a shower, or like I need to vent, or I need to like talk it out. Um, so yeah, that was really nice. I
Yeah.
mean, also being in
And
Haifa
I
obviously is
actually
like you have the
and I
shrines there.
remember actually, now that you're
It's
talking about,
nice,
like, "Oh, I
but
need to vent," I had this one really weird shift this one day, and this was when we were both living with Carmel. Love the girl, she's amazing. We were living with Carmel, and I got home from shift, and I was like, "You know what?
love you, Karma.
I think I kinda wanna lie on the floor and not do anything." And she's like, "Should we just go to the store and, like,
Yes.
get stuff with chocolate milk?" And I was like, "Absolutely, yes. Count me in."
It's like
And it's those little
I love it.
moments that really
I love it. I love
they really make your whole experience better.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I know I struggled, trust me, I know, but, like,
Yeah.
when I think about it, I only think about good things. And every person that I had an interaction with, like, there's always something good to think about. It's like it's crazy. It's actually insane.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I think when I was there, there was times well, I mean, we've both grown, and I've grown, and I feel like I mean, when I was there, I complained a lot. And to this day, I feel like so like, now looking back at it, I'm like, "Girl, what the what the heck?" Like, yeah, it was tough, but, like, come on, you didn't have to complain that much. But I don't
No, but I
it
low
was
key get that
oh
though.
my god, I
Like,
can't even explain it.
it's you got comfortable, you know, and you're free to express yourself. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
But like low key, low key, it's completely understandable because like
Oh my
when you, especially in situations where you actually create such a deep bond with someone, what's the point of filtering? You know, if you can't actually communicate the way you feel, even if, you know, sometimes it's not even about having someone try to comfort you or like give you a solution. Sometimes it's just about getting it off your chest. If you're not able to do that with the people that
Mhm.
you're surrounded by,
Yeah.
maybe you need to slightly change your
Yeah.
circle, you know? Because at least, and this is like what I believe,
Yeah.
everybody has a different, you know, opinion on it, but us as humans, we crave
Yeah.
that deep connection. So when I make a friendship, or like when I make a friend and it develops into a
Mm.
friendship or a relationship or whatever, like when it develops and just becomes a deeper bond, if I can't be myself
Yeah.
around you, either something is not right or something needs to be worked on, because then that friendship or that connection is not actually reaching its full potential, you know? So that was actually something that I realized during my time there. I was
Yeah.
like, because at first I just wanted to be friends with everyone and, you know, fit in. And at some point I was like, but wait, you know, like the people that actually want to hang
Everyone.
out with me will hang out with me, you know? And it was and it kind of got to a point where I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, maybe I
Yeah.
don't need to
Yeah. Yeah.
pretend that
Yeah.
I'm like this nonchalant person when I'm very chalant. I I care a
But you
lot. I
actually
care a lot.
do
I care
care
enough
very
for me
much.
and for like 17
Yeah.
other people. So like
Yeah.
there's enough to go around.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I think that's one
The
of your
caring.
greatest gifts that God could have given you. Like, you are such a caring person, and I'm just like, but like, I've always admired that of you. Also, the fact that like you're so like you talk to everyone. It's insane. Like I would like I used to watch you like literally talk to anyone, invite anyone to hang out, and I was like, I why can't I do that? You know, like I can't just go up to someone and be like, "Hey, how are you? I'm Zainab." Like, who are you? Like, I can't do that. Like, I don't know if it's the. I mean, I've always been kind of like a shy person. Um, for some reason, my mom used to always tell me like, "Oh, you're such an outgoing person." I mean, compared to her, yes, I am. My mom's like such a ball. But like like compared to her, yes. But I don't know what happened that I mean, when it comes to like when I meet someone, I'm a very outgoing person.
Yeah.
But before I know them, I'm a very closed off person. I'm not the person to go
Yeah.
up to you and talk to you
No, I know.
if you
That's
don't
how we
talk to
became
me.
friends.
And I know it sounds really bad, but like
You
yeah,
came
yeah.
over. You came
I
over
actually don't even
to
remember how we became
my
friends,
flat when I
but
was living with Minu at the
okay.
time. And she was like, "Oh yeah, we're in the same orientation." And I said hi, and I was like, "Oh
Oh my
hi,
god.
like welcome to our flat." And you were like, "Yeah, I know, I've been here before."
I
I was like,
for-
"Oh, okay,"
I'm
because I had
sorry.
like been there
Me?
for a total of 2 days too. I
Jesus
was like, "Oh,
Christ.
sorry."
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Well, and I've been there for only 1 month. Like I went in December
Right.
2022. You went in January of 2022. And I'd been there for a month and I was already like,
Yeah. No,
I'm old now.
I
I'd been there for a month.
the whole the
Girl,
whole
shut up.
socializing thing. I
Shut up.
learned that during my time of service. Like I swear, and I think you can probably agree with this. Me when I first arrived versus me when I left, two completely different people in every sense imaginable. And I think the reason why I started going
Mhm.
up to people was
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
wish someone had done that to me. Because sure, there were people that said hi, but I never felt like there was
Done that
someone
for
that
you, yeah.
came up to me and was like, "Hey, like
Yeah.
you're new, like yappa yappa yappa," you know? So I wanted
Yeah.
to be that person for people because like I was saying before, like if you want to hang out with me, you're going to hang out with me.
Yeah.
You know? Like if you want that connection with me, it's going to be there. Especially because I focus on creating that connection with people. If you don't want to be my
Yeah.
friend, I will very easily tell and I'll be like, "Okay, we're cool, you know?
Yeah.
No hard.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't want to be
Yeah.
friends? Oh, we're cool. There's the
But you don't
door.
want to be
No, I'm
friends, it's
kidding.
fine, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've really quickly realized, and when I say really quickly, I mean like after a couple months,
Oh, yeah.
I realized that like not being everyone's cup of tea is okay. You know, everybody has different preferences. It doesn't mean that me as a person that I'm not good enough, you know? So I kind of start, and especially it was easy to develop this in Haifa. I kind of started like going by like this
Yeah.
impulsive, spontaneous, I'm just going to go up to them. And if they low key reject me as a friend, I will bounce back with someone else in a very respectful,
Then that's
you know?
fine.
And that's,
You're like, "Next person."
I, some of like the most
Real.
cutest genuine friendships I made were because of that. I have this, you know him, he's in Gardens. His name is Nicholas. I forced him to hang out with me. I
Mm.
was like, "You need to come with us. We're gonna get kanafe,
Yep.
and you need to be there." And he was like, "No, good." And he didn't show up the first time, and I'm like, "No, no, no. You need to come hang out with us." And now we're good friends. And now we're,
You need to
but
come.
like, trust me,
I love
trust me.
it.
It's easier said
Yeah.
than done. I feel like a lot of the times I'm actually in a very deep, deep part of myself. I'm very scared to approach people. But at the same time, you know, like, what's the worst thing?
You're doing amazing, sweetie. Do you know that
No, but
TikTok
like,
guy?
what,
Doing amazing,
genuinely
sweetie.
speaking, what's the worst thing that could happen? Hey, I don't want to be your friend. You're a little bit much. Okay.
Yeah. On it.
Well, then I hope you find someone who's not too
Yeah.
much for you. Good luck with that.
Okay.
You know, at that point, it's no longer
Not too
my
much for you.
problem. Not my problem. It's
Yeah.
no longer like on me,
Yeah.
you know? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely times where, like, people like you, aka you, and I mean, there's certain people in, like, the World Center that are like you, but I mean, I'm just like open people that would just invite you to whatever. Like, there was so many times where I was so like, I wasn't
Yeah.
really depressed. It was just like security was hard. Like, we would get off from shift very tired, and it was like all I wanted to do was go home, take a nap, and not talk to anyone because I'd been talking to public all day. I'd been telling people don't climb over the gates, don't go here, don't go there, don't go like, you know, after a whole day of like how many hours? Like after 9 hours of doing that, you're tired. You want to go home and
Later.
stare at a screen and just be by yourself, right? And there were so many times that I just wanted to do that, and then you would, like, text me, like, "Hey, let's go do this," or, "Hey, there's a group of us doing this," or, "Hey, let's go do here," and I would be like, "Oh, I don't wanna go." Like, I'm so tired, like but I would force
Yeah.
myself to go, and then after, I would feel so
Yeah.
much better. I would be like, "Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
like, I needed
No.
this. I didn't know I
Actually,
needed
now that
it,
you
but I
say
needed
that,
it."
I think there's a little bit of that in
But
everybody. Because you would
yeah.
do the same for me quite often. I remember there was this one time I had a really bad shift, and I got home and I locked myself in my room, and I was like, "You know what? I'm just sleeping for the next, like, 17 hours." And then, like, another friend came over and they were like, "Oh, like I brought some snacks and whatnot." And I was like, "I don't want to see anyone." And then I didn't talk to anyone for 2 hours. And then you sent me a message and you're like, "Hey, let's make chicken nuggets and watch something." And I was like, I mean, if you would,
No, you're like to anyone who doesn't know us, that was our favorite activity. Making chicken nuggets with freaking mayo chop
the amount of
and
times
watching a
we
movie.
skipped out on other people's plans to do that is crazy. It's so low key. Low key.
Yeah. People would invite us to do things, and we would just be like,
Not because of the plan,
"No."
just because we needed a second. But also,
Yeah.
like, we went from being on the same team to,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
being completely
Exactly.
opposite schedules. So, like, whenever we did have time to, like, just chill like that,
Yeah.
at least in my case, it was so recharging. Like, I would leave and I'd be like, "You know what? I think I can handle another shift. I think I'm not gonna quit."
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'll get there
Like,
on
I'm not gonna
time, who
die
knows?
tomorrow.
So
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, what was I gonna ask? Oh yeah. What was one thing that like you learned in your year of service that you like that to this day you've like kept going? Or like I don't know, it could be a habit or like
I
I don't
mean,
know, something
besides
that you do or like
yeah,
I don't know,
besides, like, the things that
a
everybody's gonna
quality.
say, "Yeah, no, duh." Like, sticking to my prayers and, all of that. I think it would which is very which is very
Which is
important.
very
It's a very
important.
obvious
It's
answer. In
very
my personal
important.
case, I think it would be not judging people based off my first interaction with them. Because in a very, like, kind
Mm,
way, I'm saying this, not with any there's no underlying nothing. Um, Often times before or even in the beginning of my service, whenever I would have an interaction with someone and it
yeah.
wouldn't give me a good vibe from the get-go, I would be like, "Okay, I'm not talking to this person. Have a great life. I will see you around, probably." And
Mm.
it actually happened with more than a couple people, actually. I would have another interaction with them, and then I would be like, "Wait, they're quite cool, actually. Maybe we do vibe." And then, some of them ended up becoming really good friends. Other people ended up becoming, like,
Yeah.
just good acquaintances. It varies, but one of the things that I learned actually is to not how like people are like, "Oh, first impressions are very important." Yes, but at the same time, it's your first time meeting someone, Like, it's not gonna go according to plan. And you're not gonna be yourself the first time you meet someone. So I think something that even now I still do is like if I have an
Mm.
interaction with someone, I'm like, okay, you know what? Sure. Let's see where this goes, you know? And trying to like actually have a
Mm.
decent sleeping schedule is something that I'm still
Mm.
working on.
That's what no, for real.
It's not going
Ah, for context,
to be broken
security did a lot of
schedule.
night shifts. Well, we had 3 shifts, but to not tell a lot of details. But yeah, we would rotate, and it
Just a
messed up
tad
our sleep.
wait, just a tad depending
Just
on
a
how
tad,
strict you were with
just
sleeping.
a
I
tiny
was
bit.
completely not strict. I would be like, "I have to go to bed on time," and then someone would say, "Let's go do this," and
True.
then next thing
Yeah.
you know, I never end up sleeping.
Yeah.
So
And you're like,
so the discipline
yeah.
required
Oh yeah.
ability is a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, at
Yeah.
least I
Yeah. When I came back, when I came back, it was kind of funny because I was this person, at least in Haifa, where I would stay up really late. Like, I would not be able to go to sleep before 12. Like, 12 was like my cutoff.
yeah.
Like, 12, I would usually be in bed and I would probably go to bed around 12:30. And that's the best I could do. Like, there was days where I was really tired and I would be able to go to sleep a little earlier, but that's literally the best I could do. And so many people would tell me like, "Zainab, you need like you can go to sleep earlier. Like go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep." And I was like, "I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't." And it would happen especially on the
Facts.
days that we had to wake up early, which like day shifts, for example, where our shifts started at 6 and I I'm a person that has to take a shower every day in the morning. So I would wake up extra early to take a shower. And I would wake up at 4:30 because I'm a very slow person in the morning, so I need time to like, get ready. But then that combined with sleeping late,
Yeah.
like I would basically sleep 4 hours every day, like for my day shifts. And then evening shifts, I don't really remember. I would sleep like kind of well. And then with night shifts, I would literally sleep for 12
Yeah.
hours. it was this, like it was so unbalanced. Like, my sleep life was insanely unbalanced. Like, I would sleep a little, and then a lot, and then a little, and then a lot. Anyways, when I came back, for some weird reason, I took like, immediately, I started sleeping at, like, 10 p.m., and I became a morning person for some reason,
Yeah.
and I don't know how that happened because I've always been a night owl. And now I'm an early bird who sleeps, like, literally like, after 10, I'm literally, like, zoning out. Like, I'm literally, like, my head is on my pillow. Like,
Yeah.
even if my head is not actually on my pillow, my head is on my pillow. Like, I'm already asleep after. So I usually go to sleep at 10 p.m. latest. Um, and I wake up at 8
Damn.
every day. That's, like, what, 10 hours or something? Like, and that's usually what I mean, now that I started school and I have a different thing, like a different schedule is different, but before, like, when I first came back, I didn't have school, I didn't have a job. I slept 10 hours every day, and
That's
that was my
insane.
sleep schedule for, like, months. I don't know how that happened.
The thing is,
I don't know how I did that, but I did that.
that's
And
hard to
now
imagine.
I'm a morning person. Like, I don't you're like, "Mm."
Yeah, yeah. Let me
I
just
need
fly over real
proof.
quick, just to, for experimental reasons.
Yeah,
I will. I will. Let me
it's
just
just yeah,
book
please do.
it as we speak. Yeah, exactly. No, actually, that never happened to me.
Ticket
I think
right
the
now.
first 2 weeks after I left,
Yeah,
I slept a lot, but it was mostly, and not to sound like a depressed teenager when I say this, but it
yeah.
was mostly to avoid actually thinking about things and processing, because I was like, I was not detached. But
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I still struggle now, and
yeah,
I'm still a night person. Like, it's so much easier for me to pull an all-nighter
yeah.
and go to school.
Boy.
I swear. Sometimes it's
Oh,
easier for me
no.
to do that.
I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to do that, I can't do
Wait
that.
until we hang out.
Like, I
Just give it a
physically my
sec.
body cannot do that.
No, but it's easier for me to do that
Give
versus,
it a year.
like, go to bed at 10. Like, I struggle so much with that. And it's not like I'm doing things. Like, I could perfectly well be laying in my bed at 10, but I will not physically fall asleep. And
Yeah.
I was like Count Dracula.
Wakanda forever.
No, but it's actually really interesting
What?
how that played out. But hey, sometimes stuff happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you were
Yeah,
able to go back for 9
that was,
days
I think,
after like,
the
months after
reason.
leaving. Hey.
I think that was the only reason
How was that
I
experience?
ended up being somewhat mentally sane. I kid you not. Because before that, some no, I'm not even
Somewhat
joking. Like,
okay. Somewhat
before
stable.
going back, that was the only thing I was looking forward to. Like, okay, at least I'm going back. While I was there, I was like, okay, I
Mm,
should be able to get the closure that I want and
yeah,
need, because I never really got that, and I managed to with some people. I spoke to some people, I cleared things up, I did
yeah,
as much as I could. And then I left and I was like, okay, it was something, it was really nice. My group was a really, really nice group. We bonded really, really well. Um, but it was,
sorry, guys, it got cut
whoops.
off. Technical problems. This is the
Okay.
reality of
At some
having an
point, we'll be able to do
online
it in person. We'll have
podcast.
two, hand chairs like this where they want football in, and snacks and everything. Bro,
No, for
same.
real.
But
I'm
what
so
was
excited for
I
that day to
saying before I
come.
got rudely cut off?
Um,
Oh, my 9 days. Yeah, no, I had my 9 days. My when I went,
you're
I
what?
had a
Yes,
really
yes, yes.
good group.
Yes.
Like, my
Thank you.
group was
Continue.
so precious. It was not as big as it was supposed to be because, it was during a tough period for the country itself.
Yeah.
But, like, we all got really, really
Mhm.
close. It was really nice. I met people, and then literally, I got to hang out with, like, people in
I know,
security
that's
as
so
well because I
crazy.
had Barrow and I had Parker, um, who everybody thought we were siblings. It was really funny. I don't know if they told him, but
You guys kinda look like siblings, to be honest. I mean, you guys have, like,
no,
the
but
same
it was
facial features. I mean, it makes sense. See, because both of you
no,
are.
it was really funny. I
But
don't know whether they
anyways,
told
anyways,
him, but
go.
so many people, they were like, "Oh, it's so nice that you came here with your brother," and I'm like, "Where is he?" I'm like, "Mm." Uh,
You're
my
like,
brother, yeah, for sure.
like,
But
"Yeah,
it was really
my brother!"
it was a really nice period. And also just, like, being back, getting to meet the new people that come because it's a rotational thing, like, people going to Haifa, for those who don't know, people go every month, and people leave every month. So,
People go, people
it's a
come.
constant rotation of
Yeah.
new faces. So even after when I went back, which was, like, 3 months after I left or 2 months and a half, it was a whole different batch of people. And it was really weird because I was like, "Hey, it hasn't even been that long. Why do I feel like
Yeah.
I'm old and out of the loop?" But at the same time, it was, like, so nice to see that there were so many new people.
Mhm.
They're great. Were they like, the people that were there
Yeah.
when I went back, they're great. They're not as cool as us. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm literally.
Of course. Our generation is the
No, I'm
coolest. Oh, that's
kidding.
all I have to say. Proud,
Really
I don't know what number generation, but
proud of whichever one we were
proud
part of.
our
The
generation.
rest don't.
Yeah. I don't know what the name of it is,
We're up there,
but
we're up there
I
for
don't know what
sure.
the number is, but
No, but it was
yeah,
I
we're up there,
think
we're up there, yeah.
that was one of the
Oh, yeah.
main reasons I ended up being okay, you know? Because at least in my case, I really like,
Yeah.
I struggled
Yeah.
so badly with having left, and it was tiny things like that that
Mhm.
low key kept me going, you know? That and then being able to call people because I know it
Yeah. Yeah.
frustrated a lot of people when I would post about, like, snippets of calls that I had with people, but it genuinely
Yeah.
it's what kept my heart, so to speak, whole instead of letting it break off into tiny pieces because that's what it no, no, I swear,
All
I
those
felt
like
really
swirl.
separated from myself and everyone. Like, I didn't feel like myself, and those moments with those people,
Yeah.
it made me feel okay,
Yeah.
okay enough for what was going on. And the thing is, it's rough
Mm.
because my mom
Yeah.
gets it, my dad gets it
Yeah.
because they met there. I mean, like, they're those kinds of parents, where, like, they actually met
Yeah. Love a Haifa love
hey,
story.
they
We
worked
love a
out.
good Haifa love
Pro
story.
they
They worked out
wow, they
after
actually
I don't
sent
know how many
letters
years
back
they've
and
been
forth.
married,
Like, they
but
did that,
hey, they're still
But
that's so cute.
dude,
That's like
when I tell you they have
bro, that's
a
like
whole book
Bridgerton vibes.
of, like, their letters, I'm not allowed to read it, but,
Amazing.
No, but
Maybe one day.
and
Maybe
I
when
mean,
you get married, they're
here are
gonna
the
be like,
most
"Okay, now's
intimate
your
parts
time.
of our
You
relationship.
can
Do
you
with
can"
it what you want. If I ever get married, guys. No, but, um, my parents did
God.
understand, sort of, but at the same time, it's a very different experience for everyone, you know? So, I couldn't explain it to those around me. My siblings didn't really understand it. They'll get it soon because my brother's planning on going. He wants to be in security. Good luck to him. Um, my sister's just like, "I wanna go to Haifa to make friends." And I'm like, "But it's it's a
Cute.
weird thing
I
to
love
explain to
her.
those who
What a
have not
queen.
experienced it yet, or to those even to those who have experienced it. It's a weird thing to try and
Yeah.
because you get it, but at the same time you don't, you know? So it's tough. But
Yeah.
that's low key.
Yeah.
Like I posted those kinds of things for my own
Yeah.
pleasure, guys. But no,
I love it.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we will,
I didn't get to go
we will.
back, but I mean, I haven't gotten to go back, which one day I will, we will, like one day I am gonna go back. Whether it's for a visit or for service again, I'm going back someday. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it was hard to explain to people that I was excited to leave. I had a
Yeah,
very different reaction to leaving than most people. I think I definitely was very sad, but I had a
yeah,
very rough last months. Like, I think my last, like, 3 months, they were very rough on me, and I had a lot of difficult things that I was just so ready to go. I was so ready to leave. I mean, and it's not because of the place or anything, it was just, like, it was my time, you know? Like, I'd been there for enough time. Like, I feel like some people, I think in any year of service, but especially in Haifa, like, some people need more time than others. Like, some people are good with being there for 9 months, some people are good with being there for 3 months, some people need, like, 2.5 years until they feel like they're ready to leave. Um, I personally, like, that was my time, and I think I stayed a little bit longer than I needed to, or than I kinda was telling myself, like, "Yeah, I wanna stay longer," but actually, like, I
yeah,
didn't. And I wanted to continue with my life, you know? Um, and I wanted to go to uni, even though it's really like, now I'm like, "Why? You should've stayed for longer." Like, now I'm like, "Damn it, Zainab. No, you didn't." But, um,
yeah.
I had a point to my thought. But yeah, um,
About
wait, what were you saying
yeah,
before? You going back. Yeah. Sorry, my brain does this where I'm, like, talking about something and then I go onto a tangent, I forget my main thought, but yeah, um, yeah, I was very ready to go, so it was very like, I was very excited to go home, and a lot of people like, there's rarely the amount of people that I've seen that are, like, super excited to go home. Like, most people are very sad, you know, and they're like, "Oh my god," like, you know, you cry when you leave. Well, I did not cry at all, and it was very weird for me because I'm a very emotional person, as a lot of people know. But I'm a very emotional person, so I tend to cry a lot. And when I say goodbye to people, I tend to cry. Like that's my normal reaction. I did not cry a lick until like probably a few weeks into being home that I was like, "Oh my god." Ah! And I had like a complete meltdown of like, "Oh my lord, I am not in Haifa anymore. I'm in freaking San Diego. What am I doing here? What the heck did I do?" Like, I mean, obviously it's fine now. It's amazing. I love living here, but it's like it was very like shocking, but
yeah,
it took me a while to have those same feelings as usually people have when they're
yeah.
like leaving.
I went through those
Um,
feelings 3 different
so
times.
yeah.
By the
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Not
'cause
not
you
because I
kept
wanted
leaving
to,
and then
like,
coming
I love
back and
going
then
back,
leaving
but,
and then
like, I
coming
didn't
back.
wanna keep saying goodbye. Like, I was I the
Yeah.
first time I left, I knew I was going back, like, literally 2 weeks later because I was leaving initially for a wedding. The only wedding I've been to in the past, like,
Mhm.
year and a half, mind you. What? But, like, I knew I was going back, but I still, like, saying goodbye hurt because
Yeah.
when I was gonna come back, I wasn't coming back as, like, someone who serves there. And then I came back, and then I said goodbye all over again. And then I came back, and I said
Mhm.
goodbye all over again. When I tell you, like, at that point, I was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna be friends with any of these people because I hate the goodbye." Yeah, literally, I'm like, "Please
You're
block
like,
my
"De
number as soon as I
emotional
leave because 'cause I'm not
detachment,
talking to
please."
you again." Like 4 times, calm down. No, I've happily stayed in contact with people. Um, Even though I low key at the moment suck at texting, like it's very nice to be
Yeah.
able to stay in contact. But like when by the time I left again in October, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's enough. Give me a sec. I need to process. Because the thing about
Give me
no,
a
because the
sec.
thing about me is I process
Yeah.
in a very it's a very long process of processing. You see what I no, but like I tend to
Yeah.
I tend to
Long process.
build things up and then I will have a really, really tough night where I will process so much and I'll be like, it's the end of the world. And then the next day I wake up and I'm like, I'm still alive. Great. But like, so, no,
It's fine.
life is worth
Life
living.
is good. I wake up and tell
No, but
myself
like,
that every day.
I, yeah, just for like the
Plain up,
energy
life is
drinks,
worth it.
maybe, like the rest is kind of irrelevant.
Anyways, continue. Yeah,
No,
just oh
but
my
like,
god, the
when
energy
I left in
drinks.
October again,
Anyways.
that's when I had a full process. Like, that's when I had a full, like, sit down, I need to be with myself for a
Mm,
second. And when I tell you
yeah,
everything hit all at once, I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
damn, so much happened. Like, certain relationships ended, certain friendships ended. I had left. I didn't end up going to uni because I postponed going to uni because I thought I was gonna stay. All of these things happened, and I literally like when I tell you, I sat down on my bed and I was like,
Mhm.
"Why? What is my life come to?" I was like, I had a whole existential crisis. I kid you
What
not. Like
is
I was,
this?
I was so many things about myself because I was like, "There's no way
Yeah,
I'm. There's no way I'm supposed to like be okay, But I'm weirdly okay, but at the same time, I'm not. It was a really weird thing, and then
yeah,
and then it took me a while, and I think, like, only
yeah.
this year, like, after 2025 started, have I been like, "Okay, I'm starting to see the purpose."
Mhm.
Some warning would have been appreciated, but I'm starting to s
Yeah. I
may
I
maybe
see
I should
what
have
God did
trusted
here.
the process a little more, but, like, it's fine.
Yeah,
Everybody makes mistakes because I definitely did and said
yeah,
things that
yeah,
in that moment were
yeah,
a valid reaction of me, but now that
yeah,
I think about it, I wish I didn't, you know?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. You're
But
like
it's
yeah,
sorry, it's basically just
yeah.
been
No,
a
there's
weird
yeah,
thing
yeah,
up until
go ahead.
now, at least in my part, because, like, most of the time I'm fine now, but then I will still have those days where I'll just be, like,
Mhm.
doing something and I'll randomly think and I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Damn." Or, like, for example, when I'm playing my guitar and, like, the
Mhm.
first song that comes to mind is "Remember My Days," and I'm like, "I don't wanna play
Mm.
anymore." Bro,
You're
do
like,
something about
I'm done. Cut the show."
No, but
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've definitely had moments like that when I'm like I look back at like my last year after I left and I was like, "Oh my god. What
yeah,
is my life? Like what happened?" Cuz this decision like of moving to a different country by myself was like completely
damn.
brought on in my last 2 months of my service. Like I fully had like I knew that I didn't wanna go back to Mexico, or I knew I didn't wanna go back to my parents' house, and that if I went back to Mexico, I was gonna go somewhere else. And but when I left for Haifa, I'm like, "I have a year and a half to decide. I have a lot of time. I'm just gonna, enjoy my time, and I'll decide later. Whatever, you know?" Well,
No
time
decisions are
passed
made.
very quickly, and, like, I was suddenly in the last 5 months of my service, and I was like, "Oh, I need to decide what I'm doing with my life because 'cause I'm not gonna be here forever." Even if I wanted to, like, my parents didn't want me to be here forever, they wanted me to start uni somewhere in the world. So, there's so many ideas that came to mind. I was like, "Maybe I can go to Europe." Then I was like, why would you go to Europe? And then and then I was like, no, I actually want to stay like in the West Side, you know? And then I'm like, I'm gonna go back to Mexico. And then I was like, no, but then what I want to study like is not really like I can't really do much in Mexico. And then I was like, okay, I'll just go to the US. But it was such like a back and forth. Like I didn't really know what the heck I wanted to do with my life, you know? I was like, I wanted to study 5 different things. Like I hadn't like I wasn't set on something. And I know like been so many times where I felt alone in that and I felt like I'm the only one that's struggling with this. Everyone else knows what they want to do and they have an idea of what to do with their life. And there was so many moments where that was in my head and then something confirmed me that not everyone has their ideas like set of what they want to do. Like there would like like I was having these thoughts and a friend would come over and be like, I'm struggling. I don't know what to do with my life. Like I don't know what I want to study. And they were leaving in like 2 months. And I was like, okay, I'm actually like not alone in this feeling, you know? A lot of especially youth that, you know, haven't gone to uni and they go before they go to uni. So they have to like decide what they want to do. Or if you're not going to go to uni, like you know, you have to decide where you're going to go in life. Um that like everyone goes through that and I'm not the only one that's stressing out about the fact that I have to do something but I haven't decided. um but yeah, so it took me a while to decide and then finally like I decided I wanted to come to San Diego because like my family was here, so it was, you know, it wasn't like I was moving to a completely new place with no support system, no nothing. Um Sorry. My brain just completely went blank. Anyways, this is what happens.
Yep.
What the heck
No,
was
but
I trying to
I
say?
get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. Because I kind of have the same. Yeah, no.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, I kind of had the same.
Go ahead.
I'm going. I had the same. I had the same kind of process when I first left. I was like, I have a year and a half. I keep using the word process, guys. I need a new one. I had the same kind of
Not everything's a
luck.
process, Rhea, remember?
No, but I had the same kind of
Anyways.
thought when I left. I was like, I
Okay.
have a year and a half to decide. And then a year passed by and my parents were like, so what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm staying. That's what I'm doing. And then I didn't.
Yeah. Same, yeah.
So I left and I was like, yeah. And then I left and I was
And
like,
then that
oh,
happened.
if someone would have told me before I started applying to uni that to apply to uni, I would struggle that much, I probably would have dropped out of high school ages ago and done something else with my life. Like I would have started a
Mhm.
jewelry company or something.
Period.
But like,
Yeah.
but I get it. I get what you're saying. You weren't the only one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I remember where I was going with my thought. Like, so anyways, I took so long to I took so long to decide, right? And then I finally decided, and it was a good plan. But to this day, I sometimes have these thoughts of like, am I doing what I should be doing? Like, should I be here? Should I be studying this? Should I be working at this? Like, because I mean, coming to a new country, like, at least for my situation, like, I was gonna have to work if I didn't live with my parents. So I was like, I have to work, I have to study, and I also want to serve, right? So I'm doing 3 things at the same time. I can do this. It's fine. It's, you know, this is great. You know, I went to Haifa, I served in security. If you did that, you can do anything, girl. But, yeah, There's so many times where I'm just like, "Oh my god, like, can I do this? Like, I don't know if I can do this." Like, it's a constant struggle, but at the same time, it's like it's really rewarding to see how far you've come, like, from the start of your year of service to all the decisions you've made to, like, to today and what those decisions have brought, you know? Like, you're in the Netherlands studying criminology, right? Right? Yeah, correct? Okay, I got it right. Um, and I'm in, like I'm studying neuroscience in the US, like, I never thought I would be doing neuroscience, like, out of anything, like, I'm such an anti-math person. Like, I love science, but I hate math for some reason, like, I don't vibe with it. So, like, for me to choose something that I've always hated,
Make it make you're like,
like,
"Make it make sense."
is insane to me, but yeah. Make it make sense. Like, why like, some days I'm like, "Why, Zainab?" And then, like, for the past few months, I honestly was having doubts. I was like, should I? Like, do I? Like, I don't know if I can do this, you know? This is neuroscience, for God's sake. Like, this is, like, intense." But then, like, there's, like, small confirmations that come through sometimes, and I'm like, "Okay, I see why I chose this," you
Yeah.
know? Like, "Okay, this is like, I hate math, but I can do this," you know? Like, it's
No, I
great.
get that. I think I
Yeah.
think the one thing that has been the most important with, like, settling back into life after your gap year is, one, to not have regrets about how you did things and the way you did things, because in the moment it made sense,
Yeah.
you know? And sure, when you think back on it, you could have been like, "Oh, I should have done that differently." But in the moment, that was the decision you went with. Don't regret it, you know? And second of all, to always just have that
Yeah.
bit of faith that it's going to work out eventually, you know? It might not all be okay tomorrow. It might not all be okay within a
Yeah.
month from now, but eventually you'll sit down and you'll be like, "I'm happy with where I'm at." And sometimes you'll feel
Yeah.
that way, and then the next day won't be as great. But
Yeah.
it's the fact that you managed to get from the
Yeah.
state of leaving something so dear behind to, "I'm okay with where I'm at. I'm happy that I'm doing this. I'm happy that I'm studying this. I'm happy that I moved." I'm whatever your situation is. It's
Yeah.
it's really important to remember that, you got there. You did what you had to
Yeah.
do to be able to get there. And I think
Yeah.
if I could say something to, like, the people that are there now, because I don't know many of them, it would probably be that. Because if someone would have told me that, I feel like I would have slept a little better at night. And I wouldn't have woken up with, like, this knot in my stomach constantly, because I think that was there for a very
Yeah.
long time. Um, but it's
Yeah.
definitely a long
Yeah.
healing journey of, learning about yourself, why things happen, how to do with it. Because, like,
Yeah.
remember, we are still 20. I mean, you're old as hell. You're 21.
Oh, chill. I'm 21. Literally, like, you're gonna be 21 in, like, 2 months.
No, but
Like, chill
we
out.
I feel like, especially coming from where we're coming from, we have very high expectations for our stuff, but we are still 20, you know? There is so much, not saying wa I'm not saying, like, go and waste your life
Yeah,
because you have time.
we're
I'm saying,
learning.
like, don't be so hard on yourself. I wish I wasn't so hard on myself. And when my brother eventually goes, because he's
Yeah.
probably gonna go next year, I will tell him this, like, don't be so hard on yourself, because it's rough. It's gonna be tough on you already. You don't need to be beating yourself up over it too, you know? And besides, like, the good thing about these friendships that we've made is the fact that if I reach out to someone and I'm like, "Hey, I'm low key kind of going through a tough time," they'll be there.
Yeah.
Maybe not right in that moment, because, people have lives, people have
Mm.
schedules, but there is that love and respect and support
Yeah.
from one to another just because we were in the same um like year of service, you know? So
Yeah.
I think like realizing that
Yeah.
is already such a huge step on its own. And I hope everybody realization, like everybody will get at some point. But
Yeah.
I think that's one of
Yeah.
the things, or the two of the things that
Yeah.
actually I carried with me. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also like a lot of people feel this like they feel like they're behind in life. Like you take some time off, or you take a year, 2 years off, um, and you feel great in the moment and it's amazing. You had an amazing time, you had an amazing experience. It helped you grow, it helped you do a bunch of things. But then you start uni or you start whatever your next phase in life is and you feel so behind. Like you feel like cuz at least for me like I think it was a few months ago I realized that technically I would have been graduating next year and I would have 1 year left. And I was like in that moment, I was like, "Oh my god, what did I do?" And I had this like really weird feeling of like, "Oh no," like and then I started to like
Yeah.
regret my year of service and that was like that was a horrible feeling. And then I had to like snap myself out of it and tell myself like, "No, like I like your year of service is not just like, especially a year of service where you dedicate yourself to service for a year or whatever time, like, it's not just you're not just taking a gap year to fool around, you know? Like, you went, you learned something for yourself to bring back to your country, for others, like, like, it wasn't just for nothing, like, you went to learn you go to learn, you know? Um so, I really had to bring myself back, like, "Okay, no, I took a year off, or I did a year of service for a reason, and that helped me get to where I am now, so I cannot regret anything," you know? Like, if I'm a little bit behind, if I should be like, it doesn't
Literally.
matter, you know?
Literally.
Everyone's on their own path, and I think that was really hard for me to, like, get get ingrained in my mind. Like, cause there was so many times where I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine," and then 2 months later, I would have that same thought back again, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, what am I like, what did I do?" You know? Like, I could have been done by now. But but yeah, I think having that mindset of, your year of service is for a
Yeah.
reason, you know, and you get stuff out of it. Um, and, like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you're 25 and in
Yeah.
college, like, girl, you're fine. Like,
Yeah. No.
it's everyone's on their own journey, you know? Like, it sounds corny, but everyone's on their like, true, everyone's on their own journey. Everyone, like, has his own time. Now in I feel like a lot of people have heard this, but now in society, especially, they're like, "You have to finish high school, you have to go to college, you have to do this by the time you're 30." And then while you're in your 20s, it's, like, like, you feel this pressure to, like, complete it's like a checklist, and you have to complete everything. And you're like, "Oh my god, like, that's so much." Like, you have to travel, but then you also have to get married, and you have to have kids, and you have to finish college, and you have to get a master's degree, and you have to do
Yeah.
this, and you have to go that and you're like
Yeah. That
it's like,
that's
"What?
actually funny because
I
speaking of
can't do
that,
all
it's
that."
something that we as like a generation and humans have to unlearn because I think we've had this conversation before too, but if you think back on like when I was 15 and they'd ask me, "Oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I guarantee you I probably wrote some corny stuff down of like married with a house, 2 dogs, I've been graduated, PhD. Fast forward to 5
With
years later,
kids.
I am struggling to
No, for real. Get it.
no,
Like, having a house is the
literally.
most
No, but
unrealistic one.
no,
Sorry.
I
I'm
swear, but
just
fast
like
forward
sorry.
to 5
Continue.
years later, and I'm trying to make sure that I can buy bananas and bread with my 20 euros. I'm
Like, I like, imagining us supporting others right now, like, like, I'm barely supporting myself,
No,
girl,
but
what are you
so
talking about?
it yeah,
Okay. We have to, like, start wrapping it up,
no,
but
but
finish your thought,
as I
and
was
then
saying, like,
we'll wrap it up.
society has engraved in our brain that there is this timeline that we have to follow, which to a point I understand, but at the same time, it messes with our brains in the sense of making us feel like we're not good enough, as if we're not doing enough, as if we, made the wrong decisions, when none of those are true. I kind of disappeared for a quick second. But yeah, no. So I
You're fine, you're fine.
genuinely,
You're
as
back again.
I hope the future generations, I hope we as a generation can help the future generations to kind of unlearn this, because if
Yeah,
we didn't have that societal pressure, I
yeah.
think we would be way better off. Especially because like in the most recent
Mhm,
couple months,
mhm.
I've
Yeah.
been feeling really pressured to get married, and I
Oh my god. Okay, I know we're running out of
sit down.
time, but, like, let's talk about
Got
that. Like,
no
let's
invite?
unwrap. Yeah. First of all, we were actually talking about this, like, a few days ago, I guess, but, um we have been seeing a lot of engagement announcements on social media. For some reason, it's been this whole year. This whole year, like either it's I don't know if it's like
Are you
2025,
nice?
like if I is it a magic year? I don't know. A lot of people are getting engaged. Huh? No. Whoa, whoa, calm down. Anyways, like a lot of people are getting engaged, which congratulations to everyone that got married or engaged this year.
Yeah, of
We
course.
wish you have a very
Genuine,
amazing
gen-
life.
genuine.
Um, yeah. No, no,
Yeah,
genuinely,
be
we, like, enjoy seeing people, like, getting married and stuff. It's just we've noticed that this year is especially a very big year for weddings and engagements. I don't know why. Or,
yeah.
like,
No,
yeah,
because
it's
it's
just been
great to
booming this
see.
year.
Genuinely, like I
And
when I tell you every time a new announcement comes up, I'm like jumping for joy. I'm so happy for you. It's
yeah, it's honestly really amazing.
literally,
Especially if it's, like,
literally.
friends of yours and you're like, "Oh my god." Like, we're getting to that
Yep.
age where it's like, um, we're we're starting to get invited to weddings, although I haven't
Literally.
been, but
Someone
hopefully
someone invite,
soon.
please.
I'm like, "Hopefully soon,
No, but
someone out
it
there invite me to a wedding."
exactly. The whole time
So
we
I
were
can dress
also
up nicely.
serving, I wasn't invited to a single wedding. How dare you? No, it it's really nice to see,
Single one, bro.
but it
Single one.
does it does add a little bit of that pressure of like, damn,
More
do I
pressure.
actually
Yeah.
need to start looking for someone to settle down with? Because not saying that I don't want that, but I also don't feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm mentally prepared for that. Not saying I'm against it if it happens. Listen, if someone comes around and they're great, so be it. But like I'm when I made the joke about trying to figure out groceries,
Yeah.
sometimes that's real. So like, how am I supposed to
Real. Real.
find someone to settle down with if I can't buy bananas? You know?
You're, like, counting your pennies like,
No,
1,
it's actually
2
it's
I've got
actually
enough
not that
for
bad.
1 banana.
I'm not broke, like that. But every time
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, yeah, yeah. If it
thank
was,
you. I'm
I would
not I haven't
probably
reached that
send you
level
some
yet,
money,
but I
girl.
have reached the level. No,
Not that I'm rich or anything, because 'cause I'm not.
but I have
I'm
reached.
also pretty broke.
Don't hit me up for that.
That's not the topic.
But I have reached that level where like spending money is such a it's like a stab. Yeah, literally.
It
But
hurts your
but
heart.
back
No,
to the
for real.
weddings, to everyone who's getting engaged
Yeah.
or who is just married, absolutely congratulations. Like, we wish you the absolute best.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's amazing to see all these
Yeah, I'm
weddings
definitely
happening
standing in the
and
corner crying that
engagements.
I wasn't invited.
But yeah, I think no, for real. I mean, some of these weddings are very
That's
far
their
away from us, so I mean, I'm not flying to somewhere unless it's like a super
bet.
duper
Let me
close
get
friend,
married
then I'll
tomorrow.
hop on a plane and I'll go. If I get
I
invited,
was like,
obviously.
bet. Let me get married
Anyway,
tomorrow.
I huh? Okay, invite me. Yeah, I was gonna mention, like, I think like, seeing everyone, like, get married and, like, all these like, just seeing all these things, I think does bring, like, on younger people, it brings this thing, like and obviously this is not like a
It's their
this
fault.
is
It's not their fault.
people that are getting engaged, like, the well, you know, like, design I'm not saying that. Don't come for me. But, but I think in society in general, there's this, like, thing that, like, young girls feel like they have to find someone, and they have to go out and look in the
You know, I'd be
world.
like this
They
though.
have you know, that you have to go out and look for someone. And and if you don't get someone, like, you're gonna I mean, those were, like, literally thoughts, like, back in the day when, like, girls had to get married by 15 or else you were, like, you know, you were an old maid. Like, I don't think that's healthy for
No.
society to go back to that, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
genuinely. Like, you know those old, you know, movies, like, Jane Austen type era, like, you know, if the girl didn't get married by 19, you were old, like, you were getting old, and no man was ever gonna look at you. And it's so like, that's such a dangerous thought, especially for little girls that are, like, you know, coming up to this age. It's like, "Oh, I have to go out and look for someone." And then it's like this really unhealthy thing. Like, I don't think you should like, sometimes when you're actively looking for someone to marry,
Hence
like,
why you
that's
shouldn't
when
be
you
like
don't
this,
find
guys.
anyone. Like, I've seen I mean, obviously, you shouldn't be, like, closed off entirely, like, "No one talk to me," you know? But I feel like I've seen some of the best, like, couples get together when they're not even looking for anything, like, they just literally become friends, and they become really, really, really good friends, and then it's like, you know, that friendship naturally turns into, like, you know, their
Yeah.
wants in life align, and it's like, you know, this whole thing that just naturally evolved to eventually a good marriage. But, like, yeah, I don't know, this thing of, like, I need to go out and find someone, like, I'm just like,
Mhm.
I don't know
Yep.
if that's
No,
good.
I get what you're saying.
I don't but
Obviously, I mean,
again, I'm not
neither
an
one of us
expert.
has,
But yeah,
but yeah,
neither
no.
one of us is an expert. But yeah,
Yeah, no,
kinda
but
strayed
at
from
the
the
same time,
topic,
it
but it was
does
a good topic to
affect
dawn
what we were talking about
to
in the sense of if you leave and that's the first thing you see, you're gonna
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
you're gonna feel like, "Hmm, what did I"
You're gonna be like,
No,
"Get married
literally.
now." To
But,
who?
like,
I
in the
don't know,
end,
but
I think this is
yeah,
specifically this topic with, like, how big it is in our friend group and within the people we know. It's something that will always be talked about, and it's always gonna be an experience for people because, you know, it's a rotational thing, people coming and going. But,
yeah,
I mean, as long as people remember that they're not really alone in these kinds of things, and again, to be patient with yourself and remember, just because your neighbor is getting married doesn't mean you have to.
yeah.
It's gonna be fine. 'Cause, like,
Yeah, yeah,
look at us,
exactly, exactly.
we've learned
Yeah.
a lot from it. We're okay,
It
you know?
yeah,
We're fine. You
we're fine. Yeah. It hits on the same thing of, like, just because your
Yeah,
friend
yeah,
is
yeah.
graduating doesn't mean you have to graduate tomorrow, you know? Like,
Yeah.
just because your friend is getting married doesn't mean you have to get married tomorrow, you know? Like, it's generally like,
Yeah.
again, everyone is on their it's each person's life. Like, each
Yeah, not
person's
only
life is different. You do not have to copy
yeah,
anyone else's life. Like, just because she's doing this, just because he's doing this, does not mean that you have to go. I mean, if it suits you, if you want to, go ahead. But that does not mean you have to go
yeah.
and
It's
follow
also
it.
there's
Like,
also
like, just,
we're
yeah,
not supposed
I
to
don't know.
compare, you know, where we stand in life with like where someone
Yeah,
else stands in life.
yeah,
Two entirely different experiences. Like even in the sense of, for example, just to quickly round this off, me
yeah,
and my brother, we experienced a lot of things the same way. Two very different people. Sure, we have a lot of similarities. Two very different people, two very different wants in life, two very different paths. You know, and we grew up
yeah,
the same. The
yeah,
same. Well, no,
yeah,
he grew up slightly more
yeah.
questionable than I did because I was
Same.
definitely the um no, I'm kidding. Oh, duh. But
Younger siblings
it's
always.
it's not a healthy thought to have that constant comparison, constant feeling of
Yeah.
needing to be rushed, you know? But it's okay.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
people realize it in their own time. Like just how we realized it
Yeah.
at some point, you kind of have to experience it to be able to understand what's going on. But I hope that at least, you know, if someone ends up listening to this, please
Yeah.
please let us know how we do. If some I like I hope it helps, you know?
Yeah.
Not if every
Yeah.
yeah, no, if
At least.
everything we said
We hope
like
something of
was
this helped.
absolutely yappy to you, to whoever's listening, um,
Yeah.
I hope at least someone is like,
Yeah.
okay, well, at least I'm not alone.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No. Yeah. And to anyone like going from a gap year, a year of service, whatever, like a pause in your academic life, like we hope that you do amazing in your next phase in
no,
life
truly,
and
truly,
you're gonna do
everything,
great.
like genuinely, everything
Everything's
will be
gonna be
okay. And also,
okay.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
And
if
if and
at
sorry,
least
yeah,
in my case,
go
if
ahead. No,
someone
no, go ahead. Continue,
needs to
continue.
reach out, like, I will always be all ears, you know? Not like saying I'm gonna be a therapist.
Yeah, I was about to say that. If
Yeah,
anyone wants to talk
genuine.
to
We're
one
not
of
gonna
us or both of
we're not
us,
gonna
we
play
are
therapist,
here.
but we are
We're here
for you.
for you.
No, but we're
Yeah, we're
um,
not therapists.
especially to
Like,
those. We can try to have
we can
exactly.
try and help. We're like your big sisters.
We are
We're like your
family.
or younger sisters. Whatever.
But
We
no,
are
but
family.
genuinely,
Anyways.
like, just be
Yeah.
patient with yourselves. You're not really alone. It's gonna be fine. And if you
Yeah.
need more of our yapping,
Yeah.
you know where to find us. Genuinely. Whoever thinks they can get rid of us is on
Yeah.
the delusional end of the spectrum. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, I don't know why
that's
you
not how
thought
that works.
that. I don't. Yeah, anyways.
But
This is yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
All
thank
of
you for
that being said,
joining our first episode of our podcast. Oh, and if anyone wants to
please,
join as a guest the podcast at
please reach
some point to talk about something,
like
leave a comment or
like and
tell us. I don't
subscribe.
know. You can message us if you have our info. Like, subscribe. No, no, yeah, for real, for real. No, yeah, but we would love
Yeah.
any ideas of like topics or anything you would love to hear, as long as we have experience in
No,
that
but
topic. Because if we don't, we can't really talk about it. Or we could, yeah. But if you want to come onto the podcast, sorry, I'm just rambling. If you want
literally
to come
be our
onto the podcast,
guest.
tell us. I'm done now.
No. But all of that being said,
Yeah, we are again.
whoever ends up listening to this, we
But yeah,
appreciate you. We are genuinely doing this for funsies. We are genuinely doing this for funsies, but we do
we love
appreciate the
you
support.
for fun. Yeah, this is for fun, purely for fun. Yeah, we do. We
It would
we
be
love
really
every one
sad
of
if only
you
one
that is
person ends up
listening.
listening to this. Knock on. No. With that being said, thank you for grabbing
All right.
popcorn and sitting.
Bye,
We'll see you.
everyone. Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye.